I sent out a tweet earlier today that says that we are in the tribulation spoken by Jesus in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 24, verse 1 and following. The prophet Ezekiel and John the Revelator identified Russia as Gog and China as Magog. The prophet Ezekiel's prophecy is in Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 2, and John the Revelator's prophecy is in Revelation chapter 20, verse 8, where they both identify Gog and Magog, or Russia and China, and we are in the tribulation spoken by Jesus. So it's important that we understand that during what I want to express here at this present moment, during the height of the pandemic, not one preacher was called to give a report regarding the pandemic as a pestilence or as a disease that's globally affecting millions of people while millions are dying. And I watched Dr. Fauci, if that's his name, Dr. Burke, when Trump was in office, and the head of the Center for Disease Control, a bunch of other doctors, Dr. Osterfifth, a bunch of them, you saw them as well, right, giving their reports. Did you ever see a preacher come on and give any idea or give any response? Did you ever see MSNBC or CBS or CNN or ABC or Washington Post or the New York Times interview just one preacher about the pandemic? I mean, there's a global death sweeping across the planet like a wildfire. And they didn't ask for any man of God to come forward. Now, there's an oxymoron here, and there's catch-22, and I'll come to that in just a moment. You know, years ago, in an event like this, a generation ago, they would ask for Pat Robertson, what do you think? Even though he probably wouldn't have an answer, at least they would ask him, because they would feel, well, maybe there's a word from the Lord. Or Jerry Falwell, for instance, or Charles Stanley, who was one time America's pastor. But did you ever, I got sick of I don't do YouTube and start throwing me off in Facebook and all these other people, but I got sick of watching Dr. Fauci. The same old rhetoric, and then the Center for Disease Control. Dr. Fauci was on television 24/7. I don't know what the man's 80 years old. When did he get some sleep? It's the same old thing. We got an interview with Dr. Fauci. He was on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, 7 times. Dr. Fauci, and then of course, the Trump years, it was Deborah Burke, and then at one time it was Trump, talking about drinking, chloride or something. I don't know what Trump was talking about, getting shot up with some, household products. He said, well, he didn't ever say that. Well, it was close to it. I didn't see any, but my question is that why didn't they ask, is there any word from the Lord? Got all these people dying by the millions? You got more people dying in New York than they have morgues or cemeteries. They got to put them in refrigerated tractor trailer trucks and put them on the side of the highway because they ain't got nobody to take care of the dead. The hospitals are jammed to the rafters. Schools are closed down, 54 million children can't get into a classroom, and yet nobody asks, is there any word from the Lord? Ain't that nothing? The arrogance of these people in the media, the arrogance of these damn politicians, the arrogance of Americans in general, to not ask in the midst of all this death, is there any word from the Lord? Does God have anything to say about this? Not one. Maybe you saw one. I didn't. I'm pretty happy. Now, I have to tell you that CNN is the biggest race. They ought to be brought up on international charges. The United Nations ought to charge CNN because they have the international broadcast. But they are the most racist, race-baiting, race-stoking, riot-stoking network that has ever come down the pike. It's a crime. It's a shame how shameless they are in promoting racism and the favoritism of black people. Poor little black child, poor little black people been treated so bad. Poor MSNBC too, by the way. MSNBC too. And by the way, Joy Reid has got Chris Matthews. I used to like Chris Matthews. I mean, I wouldn't, he's a liberal and everything. Had a funny feeling, run up his leg when Obama came in the room. But beyond that, I thought he was a journalist. They got that Joy Reid on there in his spot now at 7 o'clock on MSNBC. And that woman can't figure out what the hell to do with her hair. I mean, one day she come on, she got enough horse hair to run the damn Kentucky Derby. She got so much horse hair tied to her head. You can call dreads or whatever it is. And she could have got to outrun the damn Kentucky Derby. This next day she came, she's blonde. Damn. And next day she come on, she's a brunette. Or it's gold. So, damn. These MSNBC and CBS, they are the most racist. I swear. I've been around a long time. I ain't never in my life seen an organization that has given a license to broadcast as racist as CNN and MSNBC and Washington Post and New York Times. And they all stick together too, by the way. But I have to tell you this, and they lie too. They say twist the truth. But I have to tell you this, I can't watch Fox News. I can't. I swear I tried. Fox News is just a plain outright slut. They're just a whore for Trump. I can't watch them people whoring. I have never. Rush Limbaugh, I swear, these Fox News drops their pants, bends over and grabs both ankles and say, Trump, put it in. I mean, I swear I ain't never seen such sluts as Jeanine Pirro and Laura Ingraham and Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity and a bunch of others. Whores for Trump. I mean, distinguishingly, the MSNBC and CBN and CNN, they're basically racist. They're John Lewis. They can go from John Lewis to Camelback Ain't Black Harris or Jim Clyburn. They'll go around the world. But Fox News is just about one person. It's just about one person. Day night and day all night and day. Them three fools friends on the couch in the morning is all about Trump. All just about one person. I mean, I ain't never seen about a whoring like that Fox News whores. That's my opinion. So I can't watch them. I try being an open-minded person. Come on, Pastor man, you got to be open. Come on now. And I try, but I swear I just can't watch whoring like that. That they whore for Trump. So I don't know whether a preacher's been on Fox. I doubt it. And besides, Trump used to have a bunch of preachers running around him like that Robert Jeffress boy down there and that Paula White girl. I think they dumped him too after they realized this man is off the chain. This man is the biggest con man ever. And I was teaching earlier that, I used to run with a lot of these people that, that are now big time Trump supporters. I used to ride in there, sleep in their house and everything. And, but I swear, anybody whose mind that can be as entangled knowing Trump is our con man, Trump don't care nothing about these people. He never cared nothing about it. Don't know how to care. Like Obama don't care nothing about black people. Obama don't care. Now, they can hear that. But they can't hear that Trump don't give nothing. Trump don't give two damns about them. You don't care nothing about him and can never care anything about him. But so that I'm saying all that to say maybe there's been a preacher on Fox or One American News or Newsmax, one of them joints. But I can't watch them. So here, so you would think that they would say, well, is there any word from the Lord? Is there, this Russia war that's going on now, does God have anything to say about that? They don't care. Nobody wants to hear about the Lord. Nobody wants to hear from God anymore. And, the oxymoron or the catch-22 about this whole thing is that if there was a word from the Lord, I'm going to be doing a piece pretty soon. I can't do it now. I don't have time. On the prophet Micaiah, found in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 22, with the event with Jehoshaphat and with that other boy, Ahab, up there in Samaria. And they won't know if there was any word from the Lord. Jehoshaphat did. And everybody said, that prophet Micaiah, we don't like him. The same way people say that about Matty. We don't like him. We used to like him, but he don't never have anything good to say about, he don't have anything good to say about our president. He don't have a good thing to say, nothing good to say about Obama. He ain't got nothing good to say about Trump. He ain't got nothing good to say about black people. He ain't got nothing good to hear. We don't like him. He ain't here. We don't want to hear from man. I used to be on Alex Jones every day. Hell, I thought I was a partner with Alex Jones at one time. I used to be on there so often. Not anymore. Not anymore. You know, I mean, I was all over the place. I was even on Howard Stern, you know. But, you know, Alex Jones, Pastor man, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So I would tell Alex, I said, what, you know, something like that. But when I was ramming Obama up and down Main Street, everybody loved it. But I'm just being the quintessential James Terry Manley. I'm just being who I am. I rammed Obama, and now I'm ramming Trump. Boy, you can't ram him on our broadcast. We ain't gonna have it. You want to ram Obama? Well, that's good. Well, the truth is the truth is the truth, don't you think? Anyway. So these major news networks, and you know, but having said that though, and I think there ought to be an international court about the racism. I swear that CNN and MSC, it just did, and MSC MSC has given Al Sharpton's 2 hours a week, 2 hours per week. MSC has given, I swear, I ain't making this up. If you don't watch MSNBC, they have given Al Sharpton 2 hours a week on Saturday and Sunday. Here's a man that is a drug dealer, selling heroin in Harlem, liar, thief, con man, slickster, race hustler from way back when, snitch, listed by the New York Post as Reverend Rat, listed by the CIA, the FBI as a confidential informant, and they give the boy 2 hours to broadcast on MSNBC. Go figure. I swear you can't get no racist, no dirtier. You can't get down in a rat hole deeper than the sewage rat hole of Al Sharpton on MSNBC. And people let it go on. People let this snitch, this unrepentant drug dealer, they don't say anything. They just let this MSNBC put them on television. I swear, you wonder what world are we living in? Is this a dream? But it's true. These people, and I think that MSNBC and CNN, they ought to be brought up on international charges of stoking racism. And in many ways, Ferguson, Missouri, with the killing of Michael Brown going back a few years ago now, would not have erupted the way it erupted had it not been for CNN. And the other thing, George Floyd's death was a terrible thing. It was an awful thing. And they got that boy that killed him, whatever his name is, Derek Chauvin, whoever the heck he is. They got him and nailed him. He ain't going to never see the light of day again. I can tell you that right. Nah. Man, knee on that boy's neck for 9 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that. Then you got these other three stooges standing around there popping their legs and twisting their butts when people try to come up to help George Floyd. They going down too, and praise God for it. But I'll tell you, Ben Crump, I call him Ben the Buzzard, the Undertaker rather. I call Ben Crump Ben the Buzzard because he always shows up when somebody dies. And I call Ben the Undertaker rather. Let me get this straight. First of all, I call Al Sharpton the Buzzard because he always shows up when somebody dies. He don't show nobody living. He shows up when somebody dies. The Buzzard, Al Sharpton. And I call Ben Crump the Undertaker. He always shows up to pick up the body and run with it from there. All right, okay. You say, well, America needs that. I don't think they do. But there's the Buzzard, Al Sharpton, and the Undertaker, Ben Crump. The Buzzard, the Undertaker. The Buzzard, the Undertaker. The Buzzard, and the Undertaker. The Buzzard, Al the Buzzard Sharpton, Ben the Undertaker Crump. But the racism that they stoke, and they make a lot of money too. I got another piece I'm going to do, but I ain't going to do it now. I ran out of time. I told the engineer to get it up. We'll wire it up tomorrow I got something I'm going to drop on y'all. I'm going to tell you why black people are the most racist people you've ever seen. I was talking about that ship in 1942, the summer of 1942, that sailed from Germany, from Sweden, the Jews, a shipload of Jews trying to escape Hitler's ovens, and America wouldn't let them in. And I'll do more on that in the days to come. But and I'll talk more about what's happening in terms of the war in Ukraine and what God's had to say about it. But they're not asking any preachers. Of course, you say, Pastor Man, are you asked them to ask you? Well, if they asked me, I would tell them, but they're not going to deal with me. I think they they don't know. They don't know what to do with me. They don't. And the other thing is that if they ever put my name in the news, now it may show up. They're going to put our church in the news that they'll foreclose our church. They're going to put it up for auction for sale. You might hear that. And at that point, maybe I get a chance to say something. But I don't know if they'll let me say anything then. First of all, they ain't going to take the church to that. That ain't going to happen. It'll be a cold day in hell before that happened. You know, Bruce Jenner, we'll go back to Bruce Jenner and on the Wheaties box. And Muhammad Ali will never lose a title and never lose a fight before they ever take this bill. They can, well, anyway, I can't say that right now, but I'll say it later. But you'll hear about that. And when you do, maybe I'll get a chance to talk a little bit about this after they come to talk. But they don't know what to do with Manning, because they can't control me. At any rate, everybody, I'm James Evan Manning. I'm the Lord's servant.
Child of the King, is serving at all times. I am strong and I am blessed. I am special because of the Lord. Ooh, child of the King. Ooh, child of the King, child of the King, child of the King. I am chosen by God, a member of His royal family. I will succeed in all my studies, because the Lord is with me. Child of the King. Ooh, child of the King. Child of the King. Child of the King. Child of the King. Child of the King.
I will succeed in all my studies because the Lord